Hello, and you are listening to the St. Michael Show. And let's get right into it. Um, this is the second episode in a day, so guy had to been working today, right? Um, he is definitely, like I said, omnipresent at all times, but I feel like today he made sure that I was able to feel his presence. Um, because I mean, of course, the point that I was making earlier. Um, is what I was feeling in the moment, so I had to just get it out and speak on it and move past it because that's what a lot of me recording these podcasts are for me. Um, because I have a very interesting thought process and the processes of how I handle things. Um, I have a very distinct way of handling things, like certain events that happen in my life. I'm not a reactor. I'm not a reactive person for the most part. That's not to say that I've never been reactive. But for the most part, these days, I'm a little bit more analytical because I've been wrong before. Actually, I've been wrong quite a bit. But I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with being wrong. I'm okay with being enlightened. And that is what the gist of this podcast episode is about. I'm not always right. I do not have all of the answers. I am definitely human, right? So I am susceptible to make mistakes. I feel like the biggest mark of a man, though, is how you respond to your mistakes. I feel like
I
that
had
is
to
the
close the window,
biggest
man. My
thing.
kids, they are playing there before I enjoy themselves. But um,
Yeah. Um, I think the ability to take constructive criticism it sets you apart for sure. And today was one of those days where I had to be criticized. Um, but I don't. I've been I've been ridiculed a lot in my life. I had to take, I just imagine coming from, where I come from, like I'm from the soil, I'm from the trenches. In reality, I grew up, in poverty, and I'm still not far removed from myself. I still live in the area that I grew up in. So I can't look down on nobody because I'm still in it. My feet are still on the ground. So I had an interaction with a neighbor today. Now, when you when you walk this walk that I'm walking, you have to know that um, you are going to come against resistance. You are that like resistance from evil and resistance from people who are good, mean well, but are jaded by the people who claim to be like, God like people and followers of Christ. And a lot of people use God to basically do a lot of mischievous things. So you would think that what I'm doing is something like super easy or something like, hey, if you love God, you can just, you can give sermons and you can lead a congregation of people, but not just because you love God and you believe in God does not mean that you are capable to lead a congregation of people who trust you with their life. You know what I mean? And I get it. You know, I had to take a step back and really understand, like, why am I getting all of this resistance? Why is it hard? And I'm doing the right thing. Um, but then I realized that when you are, well, I've said this before, when you favored by God, you have to know that you are on the devil's favorite list as well. So, long story short, right? I had an interaction at work today that could have went left. If I was one of those fake believers or one of those people who don't A know themselves and B um just not willing to stand on what you say, because it's easy to stand on what you say when everybody's agreeing with it or they rocking with it, but when you get in resistance and then everybody ain't it got to be in you. It got to be in you, not on you. Like not everybody is built to handle resistance, right? So basically, I'm telling her about my podcast and, telling her what I do. And I was, enlightening her about the giveaway and everything like that I have going on with that. And with my financial class that I'm working on in the coming weeks for all of the cases that come across my desk as far as rent utilities. I'm putting together a class for them to teach financial literacy. That's why I'm reading a lot of the books that I read and learning risk management and doing all the work that I do so I can share it with you guys as well. But normally, everybody, they receive it and they're like, oh, okay. The only thing they truly hear is, oh, $500 giveaway. They're not really thinking about nothing else, for real. But this particular woman, she had questions. She had a bunch of questions that I haven't had asked to me. And she really put me on the spot. And I told her several times throughout the interaction, I was thankful for her stance and her willingness to share how she felt about what I was saying. Like I said, I'm human. I truly don't value words at all, but that doesn't mean that the next person feels the same way, because I truly operate off of energy. Words hold no value to me. You can say, oh, I love you, all this, all that. Don't matter. Because one thing that I know for sure is that 85% of communication is nonverbal. And you have 2 ears to listen more than you speak, but that doesn't mean everything of what you hear is worth taking in. So the whole time she was kind of standoffish. And at first I'm like, but then something clicked. It's like something in the back of my head was like, this is not the time to get defensive. This is not the time to try to defend anything or try to prove anything or anything. Just be yourself. And, before that even clicked in my head, she basically was like, I don't know, I said something that rubbed it wrong. I don't know exactly what I said. I think it was something along the lines of, oh yeah, I know what I said. And now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't have said it like that. But I didn't mean any harm by it. I said basically about the cases that come across my desk. I want to put them in a financial literacy class to show them how money works. And I probably should have led with, I'm still figuring out how money works. But when I said, people that come down here, they don't quite understand how money works, she took that personal. And I said several times, I didn't mean it that way, this, that, and the third. She was not having it. She was like, you know what? Quite frankly, I'm going to be honest. We can get back to the business. Like, I don't even want to talk. And I was like, back to the business. My bad. You know what I mean? And at that time, she wasn't trying to hear nothing. No apologies, no nothing. And then I said, like I said, it clicked in my head, like, just be yourself. I feel like what she was saying is this black man behind the desk, he got collared shirt on. He feel like he better than me just because he on the other side of the table. And today I didn't wear my sunglasses today. It's because I want to look, I want y'all to see, like, you can look into my eyes. You can see me. You can see me. I'm not hiding. You know what I mean? And I flat out told her, I'm you. I'm not no different than you. Like, I come from I'm from downtown too. You feel me? Like, I'm right. She said she was from where? Racing Green or something like that. I'm from 13th. I'm right around the corner from you. So you a little bit off week. You probably didn't see me. So I had to step outside of St. Vincent de Paul for a second and let her know, like, we here for real. You know what I mean? And at that point is when she let her guard down. She's like, okay, I can listen to you. I can talk to you. And I told her several times, I appreciate you willing to say how you feel. And I told her several times before she left, I said, keep on being unapologetically you. You're going to be a very wealthy woman. We're a very wealthy woman from that one day. And she was like, oh, I don't usually like saying how I feel or whatever because not everybody can take it, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, that means you ain't around right people. Because love don't always look like coddling somebody. Love, especially the masculine form of love, it's a corrective. It's a directional. It's a stern, but it's still love. And I had to tell her, like, that's what's gonna set you free. All of that trying to bite your tongue and trying to care about how people feel, that ain't gonna get you nowhere. And I've been getting those signs all over the place. Just to be yourself. Like, can't nobody be you like you can be you. So I told her several times, like, I appreciate you. Nobody has came against me. Like, nobody has refuted anything. Nobody has questioned anything that I said. They just. And I'm not the type that I don't want a bunch of yes people around me. I want people that's going to challenge my opinion, because a lot of what I'm talking about is my opinion off of the books that I read and the media that I consume. So, as well as I'm enlightening you guys, you all can enlighten me as well. We can enlighten each other. Because I do not, like I said several times, I don't know it all. I'm taking this like a day at a time. A day at a time. God allows me to wake up every morning. He allows me to go to the job that I go to. He allows me to make money so I can take care of my family. All of this stuff that's happening in my life is God. I can't take responsibility for nothing that's going on in my life because He allows it. So that's the only thing that ain't gonna change about me. My faith and my belief in God. My faith. That's never gonna change. Now, different viewpoints and perspectives, I'm willing to take in. I'm willing to listen. But my faith in the God that I serve is never going to subside. I don't care about what the resistance that come against me. I don't care about none of that. Because none of that got me here. And quite frankly, to come from where I came from and to have the voice to speak on God like I speak on God, it ain't never gonna change. I don't care. It's nothing short of the power of God. Because if you've been listening since you've been listening since what? 2020? Oh yeah, you know I done been through it. If you was to go on Apple Podcasts and it's about 40 episodes from 2020 to 2023. That's when I stopped recording on Apple Podcasts, but I end up, doing more with Spotify, working with Spotify and everything like that. But I've been doing this for a while. Messing up, figuring it out, doing things my own way, going. I've been there. Can't nobody tell me nothing about this walk that I'm on. Only person that truly has a say so at the end of the day is God. But one thing that I know, I ain't bigger than the program. Nobody ain't bigger than the program. Come up against me, talk to me, let me know how you feel about the content, how I could be better. I'm willing to take constructive criticism. Constructive criticism. Anything else? All right. I can't promise I'm gonna be able to take it in because I know who I am. I'm sure of myself. Am I growing every day? Yes. Am I susceptible to change? Yes. But I'm firm in my belief in God. Concrete in the faith I have. So thank you. Thank you for the resistance. Thank you. Peace.